This is Dr. Soldoni, founder of ImpactSwing.com. There's a link below in this video to our article about the pro address position in impact swing. If you go to our site, it's one of the top articles that are linked to. In the article, I discuss modern swing theory as it relates to the impact swing theory. And the main thing that today's pros are doing that's a little different than they used to do, they have a very steep spine angle at address. The modern Tiger Woods swing has it, Rory has it, Spieth has it, Jason Day has it, Ricky has it, Brooks Koepka has it, Adam Scott has it, and Fuzzy was one of the older pros that in his generation also had it. Since the person that 40 years ago taught me the fundamentals of golf was Fuzzy's caddy, Mike Mazzio, I adopted Fuzzy's spine angle at my address. So my swing and my thoughts on the fundamentals of golf was really greatly influenced by Fuzzy. So he's in this article. You can see here at address, his head is way over his feet. A lot of amateurs, their head is down here, right over their feet. So their spine angle is normally up in the 10 or 20% range. Most pros are in the 30 range. I call this the 45-degree angle. It's not quite 45 degrees, but that gives people, beginning players, an idea just how steep this spine angle has to be. Now, Fuzzy maintains the classic hunch of his back, and he also dips his head a little more than most modern pros. This hunched back goes back to, Sam Snead and Jack, and, most of the great players in the 20th century had this rounded shoulders, hunched with the head severely looking down. Modern pros, this hunched back is not really there. So as we look at modern pros, here's Tiger's modern swing. Again, you see he's very steep. He's got a little bit of the rounded shoulders, but his chin isn't tucked down like the classic swings of the 20th century. You can see, again, Tiger's head is way out in front of his feet, and that's the #1 problem the amateurs have. Their swing plane is off at address because they don't have this very steep angle. It's not quite 45 degrees, but in impact swing, that's what we call it, 45-degree pro impact swing. Spieth, again, very steep. He also resembles more of the 20th century golfer with the rounded shoulders, and he does tuck his chin. So Spieth, although he really resembles Hogan a lot, has a lot of the characteristics of the great players of the 20th century with this tucked chin, okay, which creates this hump in the shoulders. So you get into other modern swings like Brooks Koepka, his chin's not tucked, so his shoulders, even though they're a little rounded, okay, more to his posture, and his spine angle isn't quite as steep as most of the other young tour pros today, okay. But again, his head is way over his feet, and his hands are also a little further away at address than most modern pros are. Here's Ricky, beautiful spine angle. Chin's not tucked, he's got a lot of space here. Beautiful spine angle, hands right underneath his head. Beautiful hitting position. Rory, again, more of a classic tuck the chin. Even though you can't see his chin here, you can see the strain in his chin muscles showing he is tucking it. So again, he's resembling more of the 20th century swing instead of the modern 21st century. But again, a great spine angle at address. Head way out in front of the ball, his feet, and his hands are, again, a little bit further away than most of the modern pros. Adam Scott, great address position, one of the best on tour. Boom, perfect spine angle, isn't really dipping his head down, so no strain in his neck muscles, restricting his swing, and that's why he's got one of the best swings on tour today. Jason Day, again, very relaxed chin, his head's not down, yet his head is well ahead of his feet. Great spine angle, boom. So all these high spine angles is why the modern pros have such extraordinary impact positions. The more you can get into this excessive angle at address, the more your hands at the top of the swing will be on a higher plane and above your head. So the key to the modern swing today is this impact swing address position, creating these sharp angles at address, getting the head way out ahead of the toes of yourself. And if you look at amateurs on the range all day long, you see them almost standing up. They have no chance to get into a good top position unless they make another move. With this strong position, it's just shoulder turning to get into your takeaway position. Then you raise the hands right over your head. You're at a high top of the swing. And then you just lock the right elbow into the hip, start turning your hips, and you go right into the classic impact position at impact. So that's the pro address position today. Very steep angles. So check yourself in the mirror, start getting your head way out ahead of your toes, and all of a sudden you're going to find your hands at the top of your swing going into a great hitting position at the top of the swing. And the higher you get your hands, the bigger the arc. And this setup allows you to get your hands in a much higher position. You can also look at our article on the flying right elbow, which is classic 20th century swing that a lot of the modern young pros don't emulate, but it helps new amateurs getting their hands high if you swing that right elbow out. Then you just have to learn the move of connecting it on the downswing, slamming it into your rib cage, and starting the rotation of the hips so that it impact your hips away towards the target, 45 to 60 degrees towards the targeted impact. But this is a key element of the impact swing. Steep spine angle at address, head way over the front of your toes, boom. Whether you tuck your chin or not, that's not a consistent thing. But the spine angle is consistent today. So all the great pros today have this very steep spine angle at address, and that allows a full rotation on the backswing. So just copy what the best pros do, and then you'll be on your way. Work with the mirror, and you'll be doing a solid address position, which helps every other aspect of your swing. You can't get into a good position consistently at the top if you have a bad spine angle and your head is over your feet instead of out way in front of your feet. This is Dr. Soldoni. You can go to my site, soldoni.com or impactswing.com, and my videos explaining the impact swing and my books, everything's there. Have a great day.